Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Let me see. Hold on. I'm fixing my StreamYards. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let me look at my live chat. Lisa, Mandy Hall, Fanny Hall, TC, good to see you. Orange Student Forensics, good to see you, girl. Barry Mary, Cement Shoes, Champ, Lori Staggs, Debbie, Cheryl Lynn. Good morning, everyone. I'm having a pretty good morning. I hope y'all are. I got up early. I slept hard last night. As soon as I laid down, I was listening to Breaking Silence's stream, and then I was out. So I got us a few topics to talk about this morning. I can't wait to talk about Suzanne Morphew. So Barry did an interview. But before he did the interview with this news station, he didn't want to be on camera and he didn't want a recording of his voice played. That was the deal. We're going to pull that up and look at it. Fanny Ho, I would love to know how you came up with your name. I'm just scrolling my chat. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Oh, there's Beach Bum. I think I missed her. Champ, did I miss you? Anyways, good morning, everyone. So I got a good little story for us. If y'all want to hear it first, or we can save it at the end. It doesn't matter. Hey, Kathy. Hi, all. New to the channel. Thanks. Welcome, Kathy. We're a good bunch here. I got a good chat. Everyone is just, real nice and respectful. Hey, April. Probably afraid he'd have his actions and voice tested. Yeah, well, I just got through listening to Suzanne Morphew's daddy on Profiling Evil. He did a little video. He was on that channel. Just thanking everyone for their prayers and support. I think he is sick. Anyways, we'll do our good little story first. Let me figure out which one. There were several. Probably just need to do the shortest one. So we're going to get in the habit of doing one good topic a stream. One topic that has a happy ending. Let me get out of this. When I pull my Discord room up from the taskbar, it really messes up my StreamYards. I don't know what is going on with that. Maybe if okay. I got it fixed. I don't know what I'm doing with this laptop, guys. So thank you guys for being patient. I haven't used a laptop in probably 8 years, and I was used to my Chromebook, so it's just hard to navigate. Okay, so there was a rescue dog who actually saved his owner's life after she took a fall. She was okay. She just couldn't get back up. It's an elderly lady. Let me get back to my screen share. See, my laptop is doing that again to where, like, when I pull something up, and then I can't find it. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get it to work. Nope. Guys, I don't know what is going on with my screen share. I tested all this morning, and it worked just fine. So I really don't understand what the problem is. You go back to, after you find what you want to share, you go back to the StreamYard dashboard and go to share it, and it's gone. It makes no sense. Okay. Let me take that down. Bear with me, guys, here, because I really don't know what's going on with it. It's got something to do. I have no idea. I have no idea what's wrong with it. Sounds like Lassie. Yeah, I wanted to show y'all the dog's picture and stuff, and it's just not wanting to do it. So it's really weird. But this lady, she lives in California. She took a fall. She couldn't get back up. So there was some people who worked for the city picking up the trash. She heard them coming. So she told her dog to go get the worker as he came and got the trash. And the dog went and got him and got help. He did exactly what she said. Anyway, she wasn't injured. She's just elderly, and she just couldn't get back up by herself. She came out of the house and tripped. Oh, that's okay, orange student. I can't get my laptop to work right. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It's got, okay, maybe it will do it now. Let me try. Because if it don't screen share, I'm not going to be able to share anything this morning. Okay, maybe I got it now. Well, thank goodness for doggies. Oh, it's okay, orange student. I got it figured out. Like I said, I'm not used to operating this laptop. It's really nice, but I'm not very good, with gadgets. Okay, can you see it? Okay. Ah, it's a pretty dog. Let me see. Why is it not going on the whole story? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with y'all. It's not going to pull up the whole story. I don't know what in the hell is going on with it. Here, maybe I got it. Okay, it says, after a close call, a Glendale grandmother feels grateful for her dog Sandy and for a city sanitation worker who happened to be at the right place at the right time. 80-year-old Gwendola Johnson said her dog Sandy rarely leaves her side. He's a good dog. He's always a good dog, the Glendale, California resident said. Sandy is a rescue dog, and now he's earned that title in more ways than one. I walked out the front door, tripped on something, and fell. Didn't really hurt myself, but I couldn't get up. When the man walked up the driveway, Sandy saw him, the grandmother continued. I said, go get him. And so Sandy did just that. Johnson's Ring doorbell camera captured Sandy wagging his tail and barking at Glendale sanitation worker Kirk White, the other hero in this story. The way he was barking, like, I have something to show you. Come follow me this way. There's something I want you to see, White said. The home is up on a steep hill, hidden from anyone's view. Just having the dog alert me, trying to get my attention, very much helped out, White said. Cheryl Malvar, Johnson's granddaughter, said, "We are so thankful he was here, and he actually followed Sandy and went over and helped her, because not many people do that anymore." Johnson knows she now has two companions watching out for her. Sandy was a good boy, and Kurt came up the driveway right about the right time, Johnson said. So I thought that was a cute little story. Let me see if I can exit out of it. Okay. Hey, faithful one. Okay. Hey, Sug. I don't think I've seen you. So now let's do Suzanne Morphew first, or do y'all want to talk about Madeleine McCann first? It doesn't matter to me. I think I have Madeleine in the title first. So we'll just talk about her first, then we'll talk about Suzanne and Barry's little interview that he did. I had an article. I don't really have to screen share this. I just want to look at it while we talked. It was a new article about the new suspect and Madeleine McCann's disappearance. I could screen share it. Okay, so now I figured out how to do it. Okay. Horror videos. Madeleine McCann's suspect friend found horrific video of him raping a woman and a young girl tied up in a house. Now, before I read this article, I just want to say it is a little bit bad, of course. And so if you're sensitive to rape or anything, you may not want to listen to this part. Okay? That's basically what I'm trying to say. My daggone laptop's got me bumfuzzled. Hey, Kira. Listening at work. Hey, Carolina girl. Okay. So that's how this Christian Bruckner got caught, is his friend found a video of him raping and torturing a woman. I'm going to read this. The convicted pedophile, 43 years old, was identified 2 months ago as the man responsible for kidnapping and killing Madeleine, and German police are racing to build a case against him. They should say is allegedly responsible, because we don't know for a fact that he is responsible. The pal, who was named only as Manfred S., was tracked down to Portugal by a German documentary, which was broadcast today. Manfred spoke of his shock after finding the videos which were used to convict Christian B. last December of the 2005 brutal rape of a 72-year-old woman in Pride, Duluth, 2 years before Madeleine vanished just yards away. He said, in the video, the old woman was talking to him the whole time. Then he used what looked like a ruler on him. I have seen some people say stick. To me, it looked like a ruler. He kept flicking her breast with it. And then on the other video, there was a young girl tied up in a house, tied to a wooden beam. Manfred immediately alerted police about the videos, which were found in Christian B's house after he broke in while his pal was in prison. Okay, so I think it's meaning that this Manfred guy broke into Christian B's house, right? It just said Manfred immediately alerted police after the videos, which were found in Christian B's house. Yeah, so he broke into Christian's house. Okay. In June, the Sun revealed how Christian was convicted after harrowing testimony from the 72-year-old American victim, in which she described how she feared for her life during the ordeal. The court in, oh my gosh, I can't pronounce this, Braunschweig, heard she thought she was going to die as Twisted Christian B tortured and raped her in her own home. In a statement read to the court, the woman, who is now 87 years old and back in the United States, said, I remember thinking, I hope he don't kill me. Eventually he tore my clothes down with a jerk. When I was naked, he he threw me through the room and repeatedly slapped me all over my body with a metal object and pinched my nipples. It lasted about 15 minutes, and I got the feeling he enjoyed it. I insulted him, and I called him a son of a bitch and an asshole. I guess that's what it's just the A word. The rape then happened, almost casually, as if he had already lost interest. Christian escaped justice for 12 years before being snared on DNA evidence, but his lawyer, Friedrich Fulcher, has insisted the evidence is tainted. Can you believe this son of a bitch? He also says the testimony of Manfred and another witness is flawed, as the videos were never shown in court or found, and he is currently appealing his rape conviction at the European Court of Justice. Manfred also confirmed that the suspect did break into holiday flats and hotel rooms on the Alvavez, the Mirror reports. He told me he does his break-ins and really goes right inside the rooms, he said. Police received a tip-off about Christian following an appeal over Madeleine on German TV 6 years after she disappeared from her family holiday apartment in Praia de Luz Resort in Portugal in May 2007. He was living in the area at the time, and police have said that mobile data shows he was near Madeleine's apartment on the evening she was abducted. Okay, that's all it says. And of course, a few weeks ago they were searching this hidden cellar that they had found on a property that Christian used to live at. And they did find, I think, like a kid's bucket or something down in there. Hey, Never Lose Hope. I can't believe his name is Christian, sick bastard. Hey, Southern Mom. Yes, when he was caught molesting his girlfriend's daughter, and he was caught because he got in trouble for something, a domestic violence incident, and police got his phone, and they went through his phone, and he had been molesting his girlfriend's daughter. Like, it looked like it was in a park area. That's the way it read. And he recorded it. He recorded the abuse. Sick son of a bitch. I mean, it's a little bit too convenient, you know, but another part of me thinks that he could be a really good suspect if he really was in the area that night that Madeleine disappeared. They say they have mobile phone data that says that he was close by. and he was known for doing break-ins. A year and a half before Madeleine's disappearance is when he raped that 72-year-old lady. I just wish they had some hardcore evidence that linked him to it. No, they have not charged him for Madeleine. Um, I just read an article about one of Christian B's friends, former friends, that just did an interview for some German documentary. And he was just talking about the tapes that he found. He broke in Christian's house and found some tapes that Christian recorded raping the elderly lady and another young lady. There's another young lady tied to a wooden beam. So he was just talking about all that. It was hard reading that elderly lady's testimony, some of the things that she said that he did to her. That was hard for me to read. I mean, I want to know what happened to Madeleine really bad. But I want to know if this is the right suspect. For some reason, I'm not fully trusting what the German police are saying. Are they just wanting this case closed so bad that they're trying to like pin it on this monster? Because he is a monster. He's the convicted pedophile. If he gets out, he will harm another child or someone else or an adult. He will definitely try to get his hands on another child for sure because he's sick. Ask her parents to see if they know what happened. I know, Mandy, that's what makes me have doubts because you're always saying that, and I trust what you say because I know you have researched this case and followed it closely. I just want, someone caught so bad so we can get justice for Madeleine, maybe find out what happened to her. Maybe find where he put her at and give her proper burial. Ever who's responsible, I want charged, is basically what I'm saying. Whether it be her parents or whatnot. That is hard to hear, Cece. I think they feel pressure to close the case. Yeah, I would like to see that cell phone data, wouldn't you guys? That puts him like in the area. I'd like to see like some DNA or something. Speaking of DNA, let me say this before I forget. Yesterday, maybe it was yesterday, day before, they had a John Benet Ramsey documentary on, and it said something about the DNA testing did not match anyone in the family. And I had a thought in my brain. Why don't they just put the DNA from that crime scene into like one of those genealogy databases, like they did with the Golden State Killer? I agree with you. He's just an scapegoat. Yeah, there's something not right with it because I'm fully not on board with him being responsible. At first, I kind of was, but now, no, I got doubt. Something just keeps saying to me like it's just way too convenient, you know? Hey, Chris Cox. See, I didn't see that person come in. That's how easy it is to miss someone. Is there any hard evidence Maddie was still alive on the night she went missing? I've never seen any. Not that I know of. Um, Someone in the chat might know of something, but not that I know of. It just doesn't make sense, guys. Here's something that don't make sense. You're vacationing in another country. Um, the resort has babysitting service, but they choose not to go that route. They choose to leave their kids, little, small kids, in a hotel room alone and go off and have dinner with their highfalutin friends. That don't make sense. Why would you rather your kids stay alone in a hotel room while you wine and dine instead of having like a nanny come in there? It don't make sense to me at all. Hey, Alyssa. Morning. Mary here. Hey, Mary. I can't imagine there's no decent surveillance video from that night at a resort. I know. There was like a witness that night that said he saw a man like carrying a child like she was asleep. But, nothing really became of that. That's just all that was said about it. I think they may have a sketch of that. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've researched this and only researched it a little bit. They weren't there for just a holiday. There was another agenda. What was they doing, Mandy? Y'all have, or were they swingers or something? What was going on? It just don't make sense to me that you would go, you're on vacation and you put your kids to bed and then go have dinner with your friends. Thought a family vacation, everyone ate together, right? That wind out into the road. I don't know. I'm suspicious of the parents, but then again, this guy was known for breaking in places. In that area, he had raped a woman there. It's just too convenient. Also, I'm very conflicted about it. Very conflicted. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to have left anything in a hotel room like that. Cement shoes. I'd be afraid it'd get gone. You're in a strange country. That just don't make sense. I'm sorry, that's very irresponsible and neglectful to leave your small children like that, sleeping unattended. You're in a strange country and you go wine and dine. And here's something else. They said that from where they was sitting, I guess they could see their apartment, flat, whatever you want to call it. But there was a reporter that went to that very place they were dining and sit there, and she did not have a clear view of the flat. I think that's what they call it. So they lied about that. Why would you lie about that? Did they lie because, I don't know, embarrassed because they know that they were neglectful and irresponsible? Now their daughter is gone. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know what happened to Madeleine or John Benet Ramsey. That John Benet Ramsey case, it just blows my mind. I wouldn't let my dog stay there by themselves. Lord, no, me either, Chuck. I wouldn't let my dog ever stay or son in a hotel room by themselves. No. I don't know what they were thinking. I'm sure they regret it. Okay. Let me get out of this and we're going to talk about Barry Morphew and his little interview. Don't let me forget to tell y'all about the woman waking up at the funeral home. Oh, I got to give y'all a little update about Dulce Alvavez, too. Okay. I think I just screen shared my whole Discord. Hold on a minute. I got to get back to the article here. Okay. Okay, it's screen shared. Let me remove some of this damn ads. They got 500 ads. Oh my gosh. I guess that's a pet peeve of mine. I can't stand it. It's like, I know you got to advertise a little bit, but crime online goes overboard. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Landlord arrested after young couple found dead in suitcase. Bags on Seattle Pier. We got to look at this. But let's talk about Suzanne first. Okay, so Barry Morphew says that he never refused any lie detector tests. Sometimes I do think there any possibility that the people that were on holiday with her did something to her and they were taking turns checking on the kids. That's a possibility. I thought about that too, TC. That sounds creepy, the woman at the funeral home. Yeah, it blew my mind. Anyhow, I will tell y'all about it in a second. Let me run and get some coffee, guys. My coffee's cold. And then we're going to talk about Suzanne. Um, Barry says that the cops blew it. They messed up the evidence. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I couldn't sit here for the rest of the stream without any coffee, guys. Okay, so Barry Morphew says that the police blew it. They messed up evidence, and he said that he did not refuse two polygraph tests. Uh, okay, see what it says. The husband of a Colorado woman who has been missing since May gave a media interview for the first time since Suzanne Morphew vanished on Mother's Day weekend. Fox 21 News spoke to Barry Morphew by phone 4 months after 49-year-old Suzanne went missing on May 11th, after she reportedly left her home in Maysville, Colorado to go on a bike ride. Shortly after his wife's disappearance, Barry Morphew recorded a video pleading for her safe return, but until now has not spoken to a reporter. According to Fox 21 News report, Barry Morphew refused an in-person interview and demanded that the station agree not to air a recording of the phone interview in which he blamed local police for the cloud of suspicion that has been following him in the months since Suzanne vanished. The Chaffee County Sheriff's Department screwed this whole thing up from the beginning, and now they're trying to cover it up and blame it on me, Morphew said. Morphew claimed that local authorities mishandled a possible crime scene when they reportedly found Suzanne's bike in May. Um, the sheriff's office said in a press conference that investigators found a personal item belonging to Suzanne, but have not yet said what the item was. Morphew said his friend was at the scene shortly after deputies found the bike and claimed his friend saw them destroy evidence. My buddy was right there after that, and he said that they completely destroyed the evidence, and he tried to stop them, but they wouldn't listen to him and said, "This is not CSI," um, Morphew told Fox 21 News. There's no evidence for the investigators to see because the sheriff's department completely obliterated it. That's what Barry said. Morphew also denied an earlier report citing relatives of Suzanne, claiming that he had twice refused a polygraph test. I've never been asked to do a polygraph, Morphew said. There is nothing that I'm hiding. I have given 30 hours of testimony, 3 days. I don't know what that means, given 3/30 hours of testimony to the FBI and the CBI. I've answered every question, every single question. Suzanne's husband admitted to one inconsistency in early police interviews. The substance of the apparent inconsistency has not been made public. It was only because I didn't know the time that I did something, a mechanical thing, to my bobcat, Barry Morphew said. I was confused. I had just found out my wife was missing, and I was a little bit not in my right mind when they were asking me these questions. But I did the best I could and answered everything. I've never once declined any interview. Barry insisted that he is committed to finding Suzanne. My wife and I have been in love since 1988. She's the love of my life, and I continue to search for her every day, and I will until I find her. I promise, and I promised my girls that. A manager at a store in Chaffee, I don't know how you say that county, Chaffee County, said she encountered Barry Morphew on May 12th, the day after Suzanne was reported missing. He said he was looking for information about his wife, but provided only a vague description in a handwritten note. Tiffany Butala said, he went to write down a description of maybe what she was wearing, she said. I just thought it was weird because he didn't explain the color of her eyes, uh, or what color her hair was, or anything about like how tall she was or anything. In the interview, Barry spoke of his wife and his wife's faith in God. This is the most devastating thing that could ever happen to me, Barry said, but I've got to keep my faith and trust in God. And Suzanne trusted the Lord, and if one person got saved from this, she would think it was worth it. And we are just a godly, loving, caring family, and this thing is just a tragedy. Barry also said that he had been reluctant to speak to the media because of what he said was an unfair portrayal, casting him as suspicious. I'm afraid of what is out there, Morphew said. People don't know the truth, so they're going to think what they're going to think. Um, so there's not been any updates from the sheriff's office about the investigation into Suzanne Morphew's disappearance since early July. Of course, they're encouraged members of the public who may have information related to Suzanne's disappearance to call the dedicated tip line, 719-312-7530. Okay, now I can look at the chat. Look at Suzanne. Okay. He thought the police destroyed evidence. How would he know what is evidence? Well, I think he was now. This is the way I took it. I took it as they touched the bicycle and stuff and maybe didn't have gloves on. No CCTV out there either. No. I wouldn't care what anyone said about me if my other half went missing. Doing nothing is a big sign of guilt to me. Why don't he talk? Well, I mean, it could be. Let me get organized here. It could be after he did that video when Suzanne first went missing. Everybody was analyzing that video, saying he acted guilty and stuff. He could be afraid of that. I mean, the man could be innocent. Some weirdo could have just saw an opportunity to snag a lady that was out by herself riding her bike. But then again, he could be guilty. He could have not been in Denver. He could have did something before he left to go to Denver or come back from Denver in the middle of the night and did something to her. I just really don't know what to think about this case. I'm not sure about Barry. I go back and forth whether I think he's innocent or guilty. I mean, I've not seen any evidence that really points to his guilt. That's just me. I mean, everybody's got the right to their own opinion, of course. Seriously doubt it's a random attack. Yeah, I really hope he's not involved for the girls' sake. You know, their two daughters. Um, Suzanne's dad said that he hadn't really talked to Suzanne much since she moved to Colorado. Seemed like Suzanne somewhat isolated herself from her family. Sometimes that happens when you're being abused. You will do that. I'm not saying that she was abused. I'm just saying some women will isolate themselves away from people that love and care about them when they're being abused. Hey, Misty. Yeah, Misty, I just don't know either. He told Tyson Draper that he was in Denver finishing up a job. That was on Tyson's video. Then he told everyone else that he was at a firefighters exercise. Which one is it? There was no firefighters exercise going on that weekend. The fire chief gave an interview or made a statement. He did not know about any kind of classes for that going on. I reckon the bike was kind of found over a hill, wasn't it? Fanny? I'm just going to call you Fanny. And here's another thing. Now, there's rumors that Suzanne's bike's brakes was locked up. She hadn't been riding her bike. But if she's an experienced bike rider, she may have known how to fix that herself. It's interesting, the isolation. Yeah. Go to Profiling Evil, their channel. Um, they've been covering this case. These guys are professionals. They know what they're talking about. Their channel's growing fast too. I think they used to work for the FBI. But Suzanne's brother, I think his name's Randy. They had a video up of him. It's their latest upload. And he was just asking for the girls to contact them They don't want to ask them any questions. They just want to talk to them. They miss them. So I'm finding the family dynamics weird, aren't you guys? Here, Suzanne's uncle, have to go to a YouTube channel and plead for Barry and Suzanne's daughters to contact them. And Suzanne's dad, his health's not good. I believe he's got cancer. They just want the girls to know that they love them and that they're there for them and they don't want to ask them any types of questions. I'm thinking that bike was planted there. I've always thought that, never lose hope. There is no evidence that she actually went for a bike ride that day. No one actually saw her. She's not on video. No eyewitnesses saw her. But why won't the granddaughters talk to their grandfather? I don't know. They said that Suzanne, her dad said since Suzanne moved to Colorado, she hadn't been in touch much. And he said, as for the girls, you know how teenagers are. They're off doing this or that. He does seem guilty. I know. If it was leaning against something, less likely she was taken. If she was, it would be on the floor. Yeah, and if an animal grabbed her, they should have been able to find like drag marks and stuff in a trail of blood. Which I do know it rained there right after that. But if it was a wild animal, they would have found evidence, some clothes or something, piece of clothing, shoe. I don't think a wild animal got her. I don't think that she had an accident. Someone did this to her. Bertle says, yes, he lied about the firefighters class early on. I don't believe everything he says now. If he wanted to find her, there was no reason to lie. Hey, if you're innocent, then you've got nothing to hide. To hell with what other people say. Just get out and look for your wife. Keep her name in the headlines, you know? A wild animal called Barry. Yeah, Andy, good one. I'm suspicious of that pond nearby. And here's something else that's strange. A construction site, they were building like a house. Barry has connections to this place. This woman is awakened in the middle of the night, hears equipment running, runs for a long period of time. She finally decides to go out and investigate because she knows when they usually work over there. Anyways, by the time she goes outside, it's cut off. But someone was over there running that equipment. And when she asked the workers the next day, it wasn't them. But they did say that they keep the keys to the equipment hid in certain spots, right? So that's a little weird, isn't it? Barry's got connections to this place where they're building this house. And I think this was like, wasn't it the night before Suzanne went missing? Or the early morning hours. I think that's when she said it happened. On the day she went missing, which was what? 24th? It was Mother's Day. I believe he planted that back. I believe the brakes were broken before it ever came out of the garage. I've read a statement before where he says something about them destroying evidence, something about that bike. He's probably glad they did, if the truth's known. What a beautiful lady. How sad. Yeah. I can't imagine what her daughters are going through. It's sad. They seem to be very close to their mother. If the truth's known, Suzanne never left her house that day. Also learned that, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but Barry left for Denver early that morning, the morning Suzanne disappeared, like about 5:30 in the morning. See, I didn't know that. Visions. Kate refused to answer 48 questions. Oh, he must be. They must be watching the replay. Yeah, she did. That's very suspicious. Your daughter's missing, and you're not going to answer questions. I think he killed her the day before Mother's Day. Took her body, buried it, went to work as if nothing happened. That's a good possibility. I'm just wondering when the last time someone actually spoke to her. Now, I'm not talking about text messages because anybody could use your phone and pretend to be you, right? I believe he put her body in a wood chipper. That's a good possibility. I watched the forensic file video about someone that did that, but they still got caught because when you put something in a wood chipper, it's going to blow crap everywhere, right? One little piece of bone flew up in a tree, got stuck, got them caught. Lord, I hope he didn't do something like that to her. I've heard family members say that Barry was full boss. Um, I guess they just had an old fashioned relationship, but they said that he was very controlling. I definitely think he destroyed the body. Can you guys still hear me? Because Lisa said she lost me in reports of when her phone stopped pinging. No, I've not saw anything about that. It'd be interesting to know where her phone's at. I've not heard anything about her phone. Was it left at home? Is it missing? If you guys have read anything, let me know. Okay, thank you, April. Oh, I love your name. Thanks, Orange Student. Um, so yeah, I want to know about her phone and her purse. Was her purse at home? Yes, Mandy, and her friend talked to her Saturday night. Verbal. She talked to her on the phone. You know what's so weird? The day that Suzanne was reported missing, what was it, May 24th? May 24th was the 1 year anniversary of Jennifer Dulce's disappearance. Still haven't found Jennifer. I don't think they're ever going to find her. It's going to be a while. Her phone was at home. Okay, thank you. Not the one. Not the one. That was so sad about Sydney. I believe that guy was probably obsessed with her, stalking her. Suzanne didn't want to live in Colorado. That could have been a bone of contention between them. Yeah, and I wonder why she wasn't in touch with her family very much. Okay, so I'm not accusing Barry of abuse or anything, but I just want to say this. Abusers will want to get you away from your family, friends, and people that care about you. They'll try to move you off and isolate you from everyone. I don't know. It's just a thought in my brain because, she hadn't been talking to her family much. And here she's moved from the place she's most familiar with, grew up at, I guess. They'd lived forever, to Colorado. I don't know. I just feel like she was kind of isolated. Okay. Let me get out of this. Okay. Can you guys still hear? Never Lose Hope says she can't hear. Let me mute first. Okay, guys. So it must be a YouTube glitch. When it does that, you'll just have to go out and refresh because it's playing on mine. YouTube, it's been acting weird. Okay. Oh, yeah, I got to tell y'all about Dulce Alvavez. Dulce disappeared. She's 5 years old. She disappeared last September 16th, 2019, from Brighton City Park. Um, her mom was sitting in the vehicle. Dulce and her 3-year-old brother ran to play on the playground. Her mom was 30 yards away. Minutes later, when the little brother came back without Dulce, her mom realized she was gone. They never have found this little girl. Um, there was no video evidence or anything of anyone taking her. Although a witness did describe, I believe, a Hispanic male with kind of like acne scars on his face they saw in the area. But the FBI has come out and said that they believe this was a crime of opportunity. Next to the park was like some storage buildings and an alleyway. They believe a predator may have come to the park that day to watch children because that's what they like to do because they're sick and evil, and saw Dulce and took the opportunity to grab her. We talked about this case quite a bit last year when she went missing. Let me just pull up her picture here. And we can talk about Suzanne some more. I just need to share this before I forget. Let me find a good picture of her. Okay, so there is Dulce. I used to call her Dulce, but it is actually pronounced Dulce. There is a $75,000 reward for information leading to, the suspect who has her or did something to her. It's possible that this little girl could still be alive. They've searched the areas around the park for remains and stuff. They have found nothing. Now, the day she disappeared, she was wearing this little yellow shirt, these little black and white checkered pants with little white daisies on them, and white sandals. This was just minutes before they went to the park. They stopped at a store. Something just occurred to me. When they stopped at that store, someone could have saw her, spotted her out, a predator, and followed them to that park and waited for the opportunity to grab her. I can't believe it's almost been a year. since she disappeared. I did a lot of videos on her. Okay. No, I know which one you're talking about, Kelly. You are talking about the little girl up in Connecticut. They found her mom murdered and the baby was gone. They arrested the baby's father, but they don't know what he did with the baby. They think that he handed her off to relatives and she could be in Mexico. I cannot remember that little girl's name. If Remy was in here, she would know. Hey, Miss Jones. Is Karen in the chat this morning? I don't see Karen. The courts are going to file their opinion at 1 p.m. today about Scott Peterson. Oh, really? I just watched a documentary about him, too. HLN has been showing some really good documentaries. They've been showing how it really happened with Hill Harper. They've been doing all the good cases. John Bonet. I say good cases. I mean, interesting, the big ones. Okay, so I want to tell y'all about this person waking up dead at the funeral. I don't know how you wake up dead, but that's the way I say it. So there was this lady. She went into, hold on a minute, cardiac arrest. EMTs arrived. They performed CPR for like 37 minutes. They tried to revive her. Well, they said that she was dead. They pronounced her dead. A cop said he saw her arm move, and they was like, no, she's dead. So they took her to the funeral home, and when she got to the funeral home, they uncovered her and looked at her, and they realized that she was still alive. And she was taken to the hospital, and I reckon she's going to make it. Let me see. Let me pull it up here. It's the craziest story. It was in like my news break app notification. Oh crap, about time someone out. That would trip me out. Can you imagine if she'd just like raised up right in front of them? That would be creepy. Woman found alive at Detroit funeral home. Let me get it pulled up. Thank God they realized that she wasn't dead before they started, like, you know, trying to embalm and stuff. Okay. So here it is. Woman found alive at Detroit funeral home. She was 20 years old, too. Let's see if it'll play the video. I won't have to do no talking. Oh, I didn't push share audio, so it probably won't. Hold on, guys. Let me go back to my screen share, and I have to share the audio. Or I don't think it'll work. Yeah. Okay. So it's not playing the audio. It didn't for me when I listened. Anyways, she was taken to the hospital and she's going to be okay. I've had a heart attack. If she didn't coughin', I would. I hope there was no Walking Dead fans in the audience. I know. This stuff is stuff of nightmares. Oh my gosh, guess what else I read? Most of y'all know, y'all have heard me say, I got this irrational fear of a snake coming up through the toilet when I'm sitting there peeing, right? Because I saw this video on YouTube of the snake that came out of the toilet. Well, now it's really happened. A snake came out of the toilet and bit a little girl. So I guess I don't have an irrational fear. It's very rational. They can do that. I don't know how these funeral directors do it. I could not do it. I could not be around dead bodies and have to dress them and wash them, put makeup on. No, 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 no. I can't even chew gum in a funeral home. It makes me sick. The smell of it. After people die, like they will have body movements. It's just natural. Sometimes bodies will sit up. I can't let my mom hear the snake story. It has freaked me out, cement shoes. I remember years ago they showed rats coming up from toilets in New York. Oh my gosh. I bet it was big old rats. Can you imagine being placed on a body bag and then getting to the morgue and waking up? Hey, it's a good thing they didn't put her in the cooler, you know? You know where they store the bodies at? Then it would have killed her. They like bit her on the hand or something verbal. I should have saved that article. I always check the loo for spiders. I like that word instead of bathroom, loo. I need to start using that. Well, you wouldn't like my bathroom because I have spiders in my bathroom all the time. Big old spiders with big old legs. Every time somebody in our family dies, I have a cousin that sprays them down really good with high dollar perfume. Really, Shook? Oh God, a snake? I can't. Oh, Lisa, let me send you a video from YouTube of this man pulling this big snake up out of a toilet. Water's in the toilet. It was a big old snake, non-venomous. I fear that more than anything. Is it spiders, Shook? Oh, I don't remember verbal. I don't remember where it was at. It was like early when I read it this morning. I'll try to find it again. I'd have to go back through my Newsbreak app. I'll be reading a story and I'll see another one and click on it and I get all lost. I could spend hours reading true crime, guys. My sister lives out on a nice farm and she will send pics of snakes that come up by the house. They kill them if they are venomous. They snap. Oh, yeah. I've not seen a venomous snake in a while around here. Of course, there are. It's like copperhead country here. Rattlesnakes are bad, but copperheads are meaner than rattlesnakes. There's probably all kinds underneath my hill because underneath the hill it's all nice and shaded, big old rocks. It's where the foxes live at down there in those rocks under them. Okay, am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, we were going to look about the body parts found on that Seattle pier. I about forgot. So Let's pull that up. Well, so I wanted to pull up the crime online. What's going on at Fort Hood that all these soldiers are missing? It's like how many missing this year? 11? Okay. Let me get this loaded up. It says landlord arrested after young couple found dead in suitcase. Bags on Seattle Pier. Let's screen share it. Oh my gosh. Ask 100 things. 10 days before the bodies were found, neighbors reported hearing shouting and gunshots from the suspect's home. But when police arrived, he didn't answer the door. Police have made an arrest in the murders of 2 people whose remains were found stuffed into suitcases on a beach in West Seattle. As King 5 reports, Michael Dudley, 62, was arrested last week on suspicion of fatally shooting Austin Weiner, 27, and Jessica Lewis, 35. In June, teenagers who were filming a TikTok video at Duwamish Head in Seattle reportedly discovered a suitcase and opened it to find plastic bags inside. Oh, I remember this. After the witnesses contacted police, investigators confirmed the bags contained human remains and found another bag of remains in the water. Autopsies determined that Winner had been shot in the torso and Lewis had been shot multiple times. Oh, I didn't know they had identified the remains. Okay. King 5 obtained court documents showing that the victims had been renting a room for Dudley at his home, and a dispute over rent preceded the apparent double murder. Police had reportedly responded to the home 10 days before the bodies were discovered, after neighbors reported hearing shouting and gunshots. But Dudley did not answer the door, and police apparently left the scene. The suspect is being held on a $5 million bail. Wow. They don't have his picture. So these 2 are the victims. It was their remains that those young kids found filming that TikTok video. Oh my goodness. 62 years old. He shot them. They were living inside his home, Verbal, renting a room from him. He shot them and then dismembered them. Put their bodies into that suitcase and it washed up on the beach. And those young kids found it. Also, guys, I posted a video yesterday of an Amber Alert issued for a 6-month-old baby from Montana, Lucas Warner, I believe his name is. Let me go down here. Yeah, Lucas Warner. So the father, who does not have custody, stole this baby with the help of the child's babysitter, Haley Emerson. Yeah. And they did this on Saturday. Now, they say the father is bipolar and off his medication. Actually, the girl looks like a woman from 90 Day Fiance. She looks just like her. She looks like Nicole. Okay, Montana authorities issued an Amber Alert over the weekend for a 6-month-old baby allegedly abducted by his father, who is not on his medication. Infant Lucas James Warner was last seen Saturday around 3 p.m. in Columbia Falls. According to Fox 5, the Montana Department of Justice issued an Amber Alert on Saturday night at around 11:40 p.m. Police said the baby's non-custodial father, Andrew Lawrence Warner, 20, and a woman he was with, Haley Emerson, 19, fled with Lucas in a white 1998 pickup truck with Montana license plate 720745A. The truck has red interior and a dark pinstripe. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Lawrence Warner is bipolar, not taking medication, and is in an unknown mental state. And this is Haley Emerson. Gosh, she looks just like Nicole from 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Warner and Emerson could be headed to the Bob Marshall Wilderness, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Wyoming. Anyone with information should contact the Flathead County Sheriff's Office at 406-758-5610 or call 911. Please don't do nothing to baby Lucas. I hope they catch these two. I got a feeling that they will. I got a feeling they'll be caught and baby Lucas will be okay. It could be her twin. I know, right, Fairy Mary? When I first looked at this, I was like, oh my God, that's Nicole from before the 90 days. Is Cheryl in here? She watches the show too. Cheryl Lynn, if you're in here, look at this. We got a Nicole lookalike. Yeah, I'm praying they find the baby. Just curious, could he have gone north? Yeah, they're right up next to the border. I'm hoping that they've not crossed into Canada. I'm going to keep following this case. First thing I did this morning when I got up was to look and see if they had found baby Lucas. That girl reminds me of Tylee Ryan. Did you just see that girl's picture, Cheryl? Haley Emerson. She helped a guy abduct his little 6-month-old baby. Anyway, she looks just like Nicole from before the 90 days. Crazy Nicole. I can't remember Nicole's man's name, but he's from, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name. But it's over in Africa. Yeah, she looks just like her. That could be her sister. Really could. Well, guys, I think that's all the true crime. Morocco. Thank you very much, Morocco. He's from Morocco. Allegedly, he's married with children. He does not want her. She hits on him. She acts crazy. She dresses horrible. Horrible, horrible. She won't wash her hair. I heard they're not even together anymore. They just pretend to be together so they can stay on the show. I watch sports, but not TV. I watched that. What's going on with those two? He's using her. Yeah, she like has to pay him to come over there. If she don't have any money to give him, he don't want her coming to Morocco. He's embarrassed of her. She's loud. She's rude. Oh, thank you, Mandy, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's very sweet. Um, Nicole's just plumb ignorant. She needs to focus on taking care of her daughter, Shug. Her little girl's name's May. She still drinks out of a sippy cup, uses the pacifier, her like 5 or 6 years old. She's taking this little girl over to Morocco to chase after a man. A lot of those women on there are irresponsible. They meet those men online, and the men too are irresponsible. They'll meet them online and then have their kids around them, and they know nothing about them. I'll tell you a show I'm liking is the spinoff that Darcy and her twin sister Stacy. Darcy's from Before the 90 Days. Darcy Silva. Their new reality TV show's good. I like Darcy. And that one girl from where China and her old man, he's old. She's just using him for the green card. He don't work or nothing. His best friend gives him money. Oh, you're talking about the guy from Kentucky. You're talking about they got a spin-off show too. They're doing Pillow Talk, where they watch a 90 Day Fiance episode and react. I know who you're talking about. Annie and gosh, I can't think of his name. He's a know-it-all. I would kick her ass. There's no way she would take my grandchild all the way over there for some stupid fluke. I'd tell her flat out and tell her exactly what she was going to do. Yeah. Didn't she have? Yeah, she had him. She had her kid calling him daddy. Very Mary. She had her kid calling him daddy before she had even met him. What is his name? It's not Usman. That was baby girl Lisa's man. Yes, they don't have their own bed. Hey, if she hadn't have been filming a TV show over there, she would have been stoned to death by the women in his family. Well, not stoned to death, but she would have been whipped. You know what I mean? For hitting on him and stuff. You can't go over there into one of those countries like that and hit on men and stuff. It's not accepted. The family is Muslim and very traditional, and that just don't go there. You know. And then we have last night. I was laughing, guys, about Michael and Angela on the show. Oh my gosh, she is so mean to that boy. They ought to give him a green card for having to put up with her. And they should let him meet President Trump. He loves Trump. They should let him do that for having to put up with her. She gives all Southern women a bad name. Southern women don't act like that. Like they got no raising and always wanting to fight and stuff. I mean, yes, we will fight. We have to defend ourselves and stuff. This woman acts ridiculous. She has no manners. She's got a big, loud mouth. She's just very ignorant. Yes, that is pathetic, unreal. There would be nobody that would be good enough for my kids to call that. Exactly, Shug. Yeah, it's a short name. I'll think of it after my stream. Have a good day, Alyssa. Oh, I love the strawberry shortcake emojis. They're so cute. We got a cute goat emoji, but it's not showing up good. This little goat's got a sweater on. I need a better picture. That one's kind of dark, where the goat's coat's dark and stuff. That's exactly why you don't want to get involved with someone like that because I'd beat the hell out of him. Shug. Oh, girl raised in the South. Yes, us Southern girls, we're supposed to be Southern belles, nice and polite. We can speak our mind without acting crazy, you know. Hey, Tremaine. I've missed you in the chat. My neighbor women fight all the time. Well, I mean, I've done some scrapping in my day, but I try to be ladylike. Okay, guys. Well, I guess I'm gonna get off here and go scramble me some of my fresh eggs up and have some breakfast. I've not ate yet, and get some things done around here. Oh yeah, happy birthday to Brooke, Lisa 54's daughter. Brooke needs her own YouTube account so she can come and chat too when she's got time and we're playing trivia and stuff. Okay, guys, y'all be safe, be kind, and I will see y'all in the morning. Oh, yeah, reminder Wednesday nights we're going to do channel member live streams every Wednesday night. Just talk about true crime or whatever. Maybe I can convince one of y'all to come up on panel and hang out with me. Anyways, love y'all. Have a good day. Happy birthday, Brooke, again. Peace.